Well, good evening. My name is John Kennedy, and I'm the headmaster here at YISS. And I want to take a moment just to welcome you to tonight's performance. Mrs. Harding and Ms. Palmer's students have worked very hard to bring this program to you tonight. We're all in for a real treat. But before we get started, I just want to remind you to silence your cell phones. And then if you would join me as we ask God's blessing on tonight. Father God, we're grateful for the talent that you have given each of these students. Father, I ask that as they perform tonight, that you give them your peace, that you give them grace. Father, that each of us that have the privilege of hearing them will be able to sit back and enjoy the fruits of their labors. So, Father, be with us now as we go through this evening. In Jesus' name, amen. Welcome.
Evening, everyone. We're going to start with some Beethoven. This is our program. Our part of the program has been kind of designed around what a professional symphony orchestra would do in a Pops concert. So the music's a wide variety of literature. Plus, I also wanted to push them right up until the end of the year. So this is an overture from a very dramatic work, and you will hear that basically the story does not go well for anybody. So this dramatic work by Beethoven is often played as just an overture piece rather than the entire work. The next work, A Mighty Fortress is Our God, is a beautiful arrangement for a string quartet. And I find that it just really, the music itself depicts the words, the text. So hope you enjoy this, and it's very touching, it's a very special piece to me. We're going to let Eric switch from violin to bass, and I'll talk to you about this next piece. This was actually requested by Eric. It's a great piece, especially for cellos and bass, and it's quite challenging. Basically, I won't tell you the whole synopsis of the story, but basically, the gentleman of the the focus of the story, has a really bad dream. And in the dream, he's being executed. So you have we don't have the right sign up yet. So it's called March to the Scaffold by Hector Berlioz. So at the very end, you're going to hear the guillotine, or the guillotine comes down. So very powerful, very dramatic work. This next work, Apotheosis, is actually music from a video game, Journey. And one of the things that we were studying as a class was the effects of silence in music. I'd done some research about what happens in the brain when there's silence, musical pauses. And actually, our brains are much more active during the pause in music than it is when the music is going on. So I found that fascinating. And anyway, this piece has a very dramatic moment where everything just stops. And so we used it as a listening lesson to begin with during the year, and then I thought, no, we really need to perform this work. It is very similar to Barber's Adagio for Strings, and which is a very standard major part of the orchestral literature. So I thought this is a good way of giving them, a step towards working on that piece later on. So I hope you enjoy Apotheosis. Ryan, are you backstage? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ryan. Forgot to tell you about this one. This one is interesting. Brian Balma just writes some really great literature, especially for high school level students. This one, he decided to write in the style of three very different composers, Kabayevsky, Adams, and Stravinsky. So you're going to hear three very different styles in here, but this is a great work to introduce the students to multimeter, changing styles very quickly, and so at the very beginning it's going to sound a little bit like circus music, and then it'll move into more kind of a lush movie kind of sound, and then it ends with a Stravinsky type of writing. Now it's my pleasure to acknowledge these talented students. So I'm going to start out by just asking students to stand if they are a part of this particular organization. So would you please stand if you are a member of Tri-M, Honorary Music Society? Thank you. Next, would you please stand if you are a member of Connect Art? And would you please stand if you went on the music mission trip, Taybec Goes? Now we're going to acknowledge the students that have lettered. This requires a tremendous number of hours of outside of school related activities, outside of what we do in normal orchestra class. So the students put in many hard hours to earn these letters. Our first year lettering folks, so if you would just stand, and then after the performance, backstage you'll find your lettering pens and letters, okay? So please stand as I call your name. Alexis Kim, Alex Lee, Fred Koo, Joshua Park, and Roberto Hamar. This is for those that have not only lettered the first time, but also the second time. So Sungyu Choi, Matthew Kim, David Lee, Jessica Shim. Please stand, please stand. Okay. Jessica Shim, Erica Cho, Rachel Lee, Daniel Kwan, Jenny Sung, Victor Koo, and Julian Rim, and Ashley Yoon. These students have lettered 3 years in a row. Christina Park, Rebecca Kim, Irene Gill, Annie Nam, Eric Kim, and Kelly Yoon. And then we have those that have lettered all 4 years in orchestra. Ann Kim, Justin Oh, Yeji Kim, Shelley Choi, Catherine Yoon, Sam Choi, and Bridget Lee. I want to take a moment to thank and acknowledge our graduating seniors. It is difficult to make the commitment to be in band or orchestra all 4 years. And I just really want to thank you and applaud you for your dedication. And also, seniors, we just want to give you a little gift and a little Remember Yes gift in your bag. We've got some help here. So as I call your name, if you can at least make it maybe part way, or can you? Yeah, okay. All right, let's start with Sam Choi. Go ahead and stand, Sam. Okay, next, graduating senior, Shelley Choi. Roberto Hamar. Bridget Lee. Ann Kim. And Rebecca Kim. Yeji Kim. Justin O. Okay, Julian Rim. Ashley Yoon. and Catherine Yoon. Thank you so much, seniors. We appreciate you so much. Our prayers go with you in your futures, and please come back and see us. The next part of the awards is acknowledging those that have auditioned for and been accepted into honor groups. So please stand if you are a member of the ACSC Honor Orchestra. And then those that were selected for and participated in the National Kaimia Honor Orchestra. That's Ashley Yoon, Eric Kim, Yeji Kim, and Kelly Yoon. Okay. We had one student that was selected for AMI, which is an international honor group. This year, that event was held in Salzburg, Austria. And I'd like to present Eric Kim with his AMI pin. Congratulations. All right, I would also like to acknowledge those that were section leaders, or if you played any solo this year. Section leaders or anyone that played a solo. Remember the cantata? Okay, all those people please stand and be recognized. Solos and section leaders. Okay. All right, now I'd like to acknowledge those students that have shown great leadership skills and just great attitudes in class and have exceeded my expectations in just about every way. Outstanding freshman is Alex Lee. Outstanding sophomore is Erica Cho. We have two outstanding juniors, Christina Park and Irene Gill. Our stage is not big enough. Okay, outstanding seniors, Justin O. and Ann Kim. Now we come to the plaque awards. These are engraved plaques that stay here at YIS, and these are our top awards. The first one is known as the Director's Award for Orchestra, and the students' names are engraved on the plaque and were remembered. You know, they are remembered for their contributions to what they did here at YIS. So this year's Director's Award is given to three very talented young women, Kelly Yoon, Shelley Choi, and Ashley Yoon. Okay, ladies, I have your certificates and frames here that you can get at the end of the concert, okay? Then we have two awards that are very near and dear to my heart. The first one is the Guardian Music Service Award for their contribution of generous service using their musical gifts. This year's award is presented to Yeji Kim. I had two students that I really felt like I wanted to acknowledge for their outstanding leadership this year. They just emerged as great leaders. And I want to acknowledge Annie Nam for the Leadership Award. And Mr. Sam Choi. Okay, each year, I select a student that receives a Memorial Scholarship Award. It's just a small scholarship, and it is the Dorothy Cooney Memorial. That's my mother's name. She was my orchestra director in middle school, and so I just kind of remember her and pick a student that kind of reminds me of her tenacity, her dedication to excellence. And this year's recipient is Rebecca Kim. All right, and our final award today is the NSOA, National String Orchestra Association Award. This is our top award, and it is for those students who have received national and or international acclaim. In other words, they've been recognized for their talents well outside the doors of YIS. And this year's recipients are Eric Kim, congratulations, Eric. Thank you. And Catherine Yoon. Thank you very much, and we'll get started with our fantastic bands.
Okay, good evening. Thank you for your patience while we got set up for the band. And I hope you're looking forward to the rest of the concert. I wore my very best shoes for you today, so I hope you appreciate that as much as my band has. Concert band is going to be playing 3 songs for us this evening. The first one is entitled Fire Dance, and I think you will understand why once you hear it. So please enjoy our first tune. right, for our next piece, which is entitled Foundry, it's by John Mackey. It's a piece that was composed in 2011 for band. And we have, as you can see, an army of helpers for this song. We have some members from our jazz band as well as some members from our wind ensemble, 7th and 8th grade wind ensemble, to come help us with this piece. When you hear the nature of the piece, you'll understand why we needed all this help. But the name of the title it's kind of a dual meaning. So foundry is like a factory kind of place, and we can hear the sound of a foundry with this piece. You can also hear some found percussion throughout this piece. So it has a little bit of flavor that is going to add to our set for the night. We'll let them get set back up, and then we will start with this piece. And we have soloists, well, kind of a duet, a soli by Adeline Kim and Hannah Lee on this piece. All right, our last piece with concert band tonight. I don't know if you've ever heard of this song or not. It's called Bohemian Rhapsody. Apparently, it was really famous back in the day, and apparently there's a movie out entitled Bohemian Rhapsody. No, I don't know anyone who doesn't know this song, students and parents alike. So we just wanted to end on a familiar note. So please enjoy Bohemian Rhapsody. All right, as our concert band leaves the stage, our jazz band is going to come onto the stage and get set up. Our jazz band will be performing 3 songs tonight. The titles of the songs and the composers will be on the screen for you to read. The reason I'm leaving the microphone now is because I'll be playing with them. Yay. Okay, I'm going to stand behind Linnell's fancy platform over here. All right, we'd like to have time to recognize some of the great work that the bands have done over this year as well. So I'll be giving most of the certificates and those kinds of things after the concert for those who are receiving them, and some of them I can give to you right away. So first, I'd like to recognize all of those who have been in fine arts related clubs this year. So if you were a part of Connect Art, can you please stand up? Concert band and jazz band alike. If you were part of Connect Art, can you stand up, please? Okay. And if you were part of Tri-M, can you please stand up? And if you were a Tri-M officer, can you give us a little wave? Yeah, we've got 3 of them there. Okay. And if you are on the Taybec Goes team, can you please stand up? All right. As Mrs. Harding mentioned earlier, lettering in music requires a lot of extra time and energy from our students. So we really like to honor them for the effort that they've put in to be able to letter in band. So I'd like to have the people who are lettering for the first time stand when I call your name. So we have Pete, Sean King, Pete Huang, Sean King, Ryan Kwan, clarinet player Ryan Kwan. Where are you? Huh? Oh, he's hiding. Do Kyung-ri, Sean Lim, Jalen Vincent, Jonah Kim, Conan Lee, and Andy Jung. Okay, for those who are lettering a second time in band, we have Alicia Park, Hedy Ra, Allison Lee, Joshua Kim, Diane An, and Sean Ree. Please stand up. Okay. Lettering for the third time in band, we have Jay Beck. And lettering for the fourth time in band, we have Yuna Choi. All right, next we'd like to honor our honors ensemble members, those who made an honor ensemble. So if you're part of ACSC Honor Orchestra, can you please stand up? That's Honor Orchestra. Mm-hmm. So some of you are like, Miss Palmer, you said orchestra, not band. But we had 6 of our band members who were participating in the full orchestra that was hosted by our school this year for ACSC. If you were part of ACSC Honor Band, please stand up. Okay. All right, if you were part of the National Honors Band, could you please stand? All right, and we also, like orchestra, we had 1 member from our band that was selected for the International Honors Group this year, and that was Hannah Lee. All right, next I have some people to give recognition to for being an outstanding freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior. These people are getting these awards for a variety of reasons. Some of them have just shown like endless dedication to the program. Some of them have really stepped up as a leader in their section. Some of them have taken on new instruments. Some of them have shown their leadership or their dedication in other ways. So if I call your name, you can come get your certificate from Mrs. Harding. She's nice to me because I'm gimpy. All right, so for outstanding freshmen, we have Francesco Hamar and Jonah Kim. All right. Outstanding sophomores, we have Diane An and Joshua Kim. Yeah. Outstanding juniors, we have Hannah Lee and Frances Park. All right, and outstanding senior, we have Ted Park and Eric Lim. All right, I'd like to recognize one more person just for their leadership in our band. I can safely say that this person is the strongest person in their section, and they led their section with pride all year. So this leadership award goes to Alexi Lamut. Okay, I have an award, team player award, that's going to a trombonist who is actually not a part of our band this year, but she has faithfully come to our concerts this year to participate, not just because she enjoys it, but because we really need her too. So I wanted to give this award to Jojo Pop. I had one more member who was unable to be in band this year, but you probably didn't know because you've seen him on stage for every single one of our concerts and the Christmas cantata and all of the honors ensembles. He also found out last Friday that he was going to be playing with us because our tenor sax player injured his hand. So I just went up to him and was like, "Can you play?" And he was like, "Okay." So I wanted to recognize that. So I have a commitment award that's going to Sean Rhee. Yeah. All right. Next, I have, I have 3 awards that in my mind are of equal value. It's the Director's Award, similar to the Orchestra Director's Award, the John Philip Sousa Award, and the Louis Armstrong Award. Their characteristics in their qualifications are very similar. Basically, someone who shows their dedication to the music program, a love for music, a service heart, or service mind. So I would like to announce those now. So I have, for the Director's Award, is going to, Do Kyung Rhee. I want to mention that I mentioned her as a first-time letterer, but she's actually a first-time and a second-time letterer because she was in both of my bands this year, and she had enough points to letter twice. So, so she did an outstanding job this year. Next, stop breathing into the microphone. Next, we have the John Philip Sousa Award. And this award for this year is going to another person who switched instruments for the better of our group and showed an outstanding amount of dedication. It was Yuna Choi for this. last award is the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award. And this award is going to 2 people this year. It's going to Andrew Lee and Jay Beck. I seem to have lost my last page. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Set those right there. All right, the last thing I would like to do for our awards this evening is recognize our seniors. So seniors, when I call your name, you can come get a little token of Yes's appreciation to you for all of your time and dedication and all of your lovely talent that you've shared with us throughout the years. So when I call your name, please come get your gift from Mrs. Harding. So we have Jaden Hahn. Andrew Lee. Eric Lim. Ted Park. Job, did you come tonight? Hey, there he is. All right, come on up here. Brian Kim. Daniel Kim. Alexi Lamoot. Jay Beck. Max Choi. You may be thinking, these are all boys. And yes, they are. There are 10 senior boys and 4 girls. And those girls are Do Kyung-ri, Yoona Choi, Adeline Kim, and Iris Song. All right, that is all of our awards for this evening. Band students, if you will hang tight for just a moment, if you got an award, I will give those to you after the concert.
We'd like to thank Ms. Palmer for her years of service and dedication to our youth family as general music teacher to hundreds of our students, and currently the band and jazz band director for middle school and high school bands. You may not be aware that she also serves as a cheerleading coach, a GOES mission leader, and a treasured member of our member care team here at YES. Her passion for living a life for Christ is so apparent, and Christ has used her in so many lives here at YES. We have been blessed to have her here sharing Christ's love so freely. Tori, you will be greatly missed. We are confident, though, that God will continue to use you in great things. We love you.
So Mrs. Harding and Miss Rainey helped to organize all the band students to make a gift for you for this year since you're leaving. So thank you so much for everything that you've done and for continuously teaching us and helping us improve, not only the band, but also all the other students that you've taught or that you've coached. And this is just a gift from us to you.
It's really pretty. If you want to come look at it later, you can. Yeah, I wanted to also say I'm just very blessed and privileged to have been able to work with all of these talented musicians. I loved teaching elementary school and seeing the joy on their faces when they created music, but it's a different kind of joy when I get to make different music with high schoolers. So it's been a really, really great pleasure this year to teach these high schoolers, and I will greatly miss you as well.
You know, evenings like tonight are always great. I really look forward to times when we can recognize people and honor people and just, you know, be able to say thank you for all the time and effort and dedication that you've done. And so students all year long coming to concerts, watching you perform, whether it was in the fall, Christmas now, always with full dedication, everything that you had. And it's been great to just watch you all grow and get better over the course of the year. And you know, that doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen by accident. It's hard work, it's dedication, and it's also a couple of great teachers. And we just want to, again, recognize both Mrs. Harding and Ms. Palmer, and just thank you both for a tremendous year with our music program. And so on behalf of YES, I'd just like to present you with these flowers. And finally, I want to thank you all, parents and friends and supporters of the music program. It's great to see you be here tonight for the final concert of the year. So thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoy the evening and have a safe trip home. And we'll see you hopefully for some future concerts yet to come. So thank you all and good night.